Very good morning, my dear students. I am Venkat, Assistant Professor of Zoology, and I welcome you for my Aniruddha tutorials. And in my previous classes, I have discussed about the alimentary canal of man and the all digestive glands were discussed. In this class, I do want to discuss about the process of digestion or the mechanism of digestion. Thank you. Mechanism of digestion. Digestion starts from the buccal cavity. So buccal cavity, digestion occurs in the buccal cavity. Process of digestion in buccal cavity. A. Buccal cavity performs two functions. There are two functions of buccal cavity. And the two functions are: one is the mastication of food materials, and second one is the swallowing of food materials. And this swallowing can be called as a deglutition or deglutition. Mastication occurs with the help of both teeth and the tongue. Both teeth and tongue are involved in the mastication of food materials. After mastication, the masticated food is thoroughly mixed with the salivary mucus. The masticated food is mixed with the salivary mucus, forms the food bolus. Therefore, in man, the bolus is formed in the buccal cavity. And come to the question of the swallowing or deglutition. What does it mean? The bolus, which is formed in the buccal cavity, the bolus formed in the buccal cavity is then conveyed into the next part of the alimentary canal, first of all into the pharynx and then into esophagus. The bolus is conveyed from buccal cavity into the pharynx and then into esophagus. Is called as swallowing or deglutition. I repeat once again. The meaning of deglutition or swallowing is the food bolus that is formed in the buccal cavity is then conveyed into the next part, pharynx, and then into esophagus is the swallowing. And then what is the chemical reaction? Because the process of digestion involves by the two methods. One is by the mechanical digestion. Mechanical digestion occurs with the help of the teeth by the mastication of the food materials. And second one is the normal, it is a chemical digestion with the help of the enzymes. Therefore, what is the process of digestion that occurs in the buccal cavity by the enzymatic activity? This is the introduction point of view. I repeat once again. Swallowing or deglutition means the conveyance of the food material, I mean the bolus that is formed in the buccal cavity is conveyed into pharynx and then esophagus is called as swallowing. And the chemical reactions are as follows. Buccal cavity, into the buccal cavity the saliva is released. Salivary juice, saliva, once again, even though I detailedly expressed my discussion in the previous classes along with the salivary glands. Saliva pH is 6.8. It is slightly acidic in nature. Saliva contain the salivary amylase, alpha amylase, it's a ptyalin enzyme, and other contents of the saliva. Water is present, mucus is present, electrolytes are present, and the chemical reaction that occurs in the buccal cavity is as follows. But the chemical reaction occurs that happens in the slightly acidic medium only. Therefore, salivary amylase it can be called as ptyalin. Amylase converts polysaccharide starch it is a polysaccharide polysaccharide starch is converted into the disaccharide the disaccharide name is maltose. That is maltose. Where starch is converted into maltose, only maltose, not the other disaccharides, but in the buccal cavity 30% of starch is being digested. Digested into maltose, and this is all about the digestion in the buccal cavity. Even though saliva contains the lingual lipase, salivary lipase, but that lipase is not at all working in that acidic medium. I told you in my previous classes, lipase always works in the alkaline medium. Therefore, even though that enzyme is present, but not working in this pH. And coming to next part, the mechanism of digestion in the stomach. Mechanism of digestion in stomach. In the stomach, food is stored up to 4 to 5 hours. It is important bit, please remember. In the stomach, you know, the muscularis in the stomach, muscularis of stomach, muscularis of stomach thoroughly mixes the food materials. That mixing of the food material with the acidic juice, that is nothing but the gastric juice, which is with the hydrochloric acid, that is why it is acidic in nature. Therefore, the food is mixed with the acidic juice because of the churning action of the muscularis in the stomach forms the chyme. Forms the chyme. It is also important. And then I am going to discuss about the process or mechanism of digestion in the stomach. It is as follows. Gastric juice contains the hydrochloric acid. What is the role of hydrochloric acid in the gastric juice? Hydrochloric acid, HCl, hydrochloric acid, is working as a catalyst here for the conversion of pepsinogen, I told you in the previous class, if one enzyme is ending with jan, it's a suffix with a jan, that is always inactive. Pepsinogen is converted into the active pepsin and one more, pepsinogen converts into active pepsin. This is the second reaction. The difference between the reaction 1 and reaction 2 is reaction 1 is catalyzed by the hydrochloric acid, but the reaction 2 is catalyzed by the same pepsin enzyme. Pepsin enzyme converts pepsinogen into pepsin, and this reaction is called as the autocatalysis. In my opinion, reaction number 1 is very must. Even though there is autocatalysis in the second reaction, pepsinogen converted into pepsin, but that is catalyzed by pepsin. That is why without first reaction, there is no meaning of second reaction. First one is mandatory. And this is the role of hydrochloric acid. And one more reaction is, gastric juice also contain the prorenin enzyme, prorenin double N. It is also an active enzyme. If one enzyme starts with the pro or suffix is pro, it is always inactive. Prorenin is converted into active renin, but in the presence of hydrochloric acid. Therefore, this is the role of hydrochloric acid. Pepsinogen converted into pepsin and prorenin is converted into renin. Therefore, in my previous class, again it's a small repetition for you, my dear students. Gastric glands are not, I am not discussing about all the glands, mainly two types of glands are, one are called as the peptic cells, can be called as the chief cells, or can be called as the zymogen cells. Peptic cells or chief cells or zymogen cells are secreting the inactive enzymes. The inactive enzymes are pepsinogen and pepsin. What I asked you, there is one application question. If the peptic cells or chief cells are denatured in that man, what happens? When these cells are absent or not working, there is no secretion of the enzymes. When the enzymes are absent, there is no digestion of the proteins in the stomach. This is one. Second one, there are other cells are called as the parietal cells. There are parietal cells can be called as the oxyntic cells. Parietal cells or oxyntic cells. The function of the parietal cells or oxyntic cells is to secrete the hydrochloric acid and also the Casel's intrinsic factor. I wrote only CIF, please forgive me. When the parietal cells or oxyntic cells are not functioning, there is no hydrochloric acid. When there is no hydrochloric acid, this reaction is not catalyzed. Ultimately, the inactive enzymes are not converted into active form. That is why, even though when the parietal cells are not functioning, protein digestion will stop in stomach. And one more, Casel's intrinsic factor is not secreted. When this factor is absent, there is no absorption of the cyanocobalamin. I mean the vitamin B12 is not absorbed. When the vitamin B12 is deficient in that man, ultimately that man is affected with the pernicious anemia or severe anemia. Therefore, there is a chance of anemia and the process of digestion in stomach will be stopped. Protein digestion will be stopped. This is two very important point pertaining to the application question. And now, when the hydrochloric acid is been present, prorenin is converted into renin and the pepsinogen converted into pepsin, then what happens? And go forward, please. I remove these reactions with your permission. What happens? Prorenin converted into renin, and that active renin, it's an enzyme. Renin is the enzyme, I write here in the middle. Renin enzyme is been functioning only in the infants. The infants only. Renin enzyme converts milk protein, that is called as casein. Milk protein name is casein. Casein is the protein. But this reaction is not only catalyzed by renin and also the calcium. In the presence of calcium ions, casein is converted into calcium paracaseinate. Casein is converted into calcium paracaseinate. This is the first reaction. And that calcium paracaseinate is converted into proteases and peptones. Proteases and peptones. Calcium paracaseinate is converted into proteases and peptones, but this reaction is catalyzed by enzyme is pepsin enzyme. Pepsin enzyme. This is the role of renin enzyme in the infants. Renin is to convert the casein into calcium paracaseinate. But further, calcium paracaseinate is converted into the protease and peptones, but in the presence of the pepsin enzyme. This is very important. But in the adults, this reaction in the adults, we take proteins, food material. Proteins are converted into the proteases and peptones. In the presence of pepsin enzyme. Then ultimately in stomach, proteins are not completely digested, only partially digested into the protease and the peptones, even in the infants also. In the infants also, there is no complete digestion of the proteins in the stomach, but converted into the protease and the peptones. And one more thing is, even though hydrochloric acid is present in the stomach wall is not desiccated, not excoriated. Therefore, by the action of the hydrochloric acid, preventing the excoriation of gut wall, there is mucus. It is very important. Mucus is protecting the acidic nature of hydrochloric acid onto the gut wall. Gut wall can be excoriated. Gut wall can be denatured or teared because of the hydrochloric acid. But preventing that action, there is a mucus, because the innermost layer of the alimentary canal is the mucosa, secreting the mucus. That is why mucus is working as a physical barrier. It is very important. It is a physical barrier, a barrier against hydrochloric acid. Mucus is the physical barrier against the hydrochloric acid. Okay, this is all about the digestion of the food materials in the stomach. And lastly, gastric juice also contain the Casel's intrinsic factor. I already discussed about that. And that Casel's intrinsic factor is absorbing the vitamin B12. Chemical name is cyanocobalamin. Ultimately, vitamin B12 is sufficiently absorbed from the diet. No danger of anemia or pernicious anemia, because vitamin B12 is helping for the maturation of the RBC erythrocytes. If that factor is deficient, ultimately that person is affected with the anemia, severe anemia or the pernicious anemia. This is all about the process of digestion both in buccal cavity, also in the stomach. I hope you understood my lesson. Thanks for listening.